All right, so get ready because today we are diving deep into robotaxis.
Robo-taxis?
Yeah, specifically all the buzz around Tesla's latest move.
This Cybercab thing.
Yeah, have you seen this thing?
And a robovan.
Yeah, with like gull-wing doors, no steering wheel.
Like out of a movie?
Totally. We're going to break it all down today, dissecting this Reuters article from October 10th.
They called it Tesla CEO Elon Musk unveils Cybercab Robo-Taxi.
Catchy, right?
Yeah, if it gets your attention.
So are we all hailing robotaxis soon, or is this more of Elon Musk's,
Futuristic fantasy.
Yeah, exactly. Let's get into it.
Definitely some big promises being made here, which is always interesting coming from Musk.
Never a dull moment, right?
Especially when you remember he was saying 2020 was going to be the year of the robotaxi.
Oh, well, here we are.
Exactly. So what's changed? Is this the real deal this time or more smoke and mirrors? That's what we got to figure out.
Well, he did roll up to this Warner Bros. Studio thing in the Cybercab itself.
No, this is true. Gull-wing doors, no steering wheel, the whole shebang.
Straight out of a sci-fi movie. And then he hits him with the robovan out of nowhere.
That's classic Elon, though, right? Always got to have a surprise up his sleeve.
True. This one's supposed to fit 20 people, which is wild.
Imagine that, packing the whole family into a robovan for a road trip.
Right. And he's saying this Cybercab will be under 30 grand.
Price seems almost too good to be true, considering everything it's supposed to do.
That's what I'm thinking. Even for Tesla, that feels ambitious.
Yeah, and that's where things get a little fuzzy. The article mentions that Musk was light on the specifics, particularly when we're talking about production timelines.
Right. When are these things actually hitting the streets?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And how are they going to navigate all the regulations surrounding self-driving cars?
Which are not simple.
Not at all. And then there's the big question. The business model.
How does Tesla plan on making money from robotaxis? What's the plan?
Yeah, because remember that whole app idea he was talking about? The one where you could summon a Tesla robotaxi with your phone?
Crickets on that front at the event.
Exactly. So it makes you wonder, is this a strategic move by Tesla or a well-timed distraction?
Because
the article mentions they might be headed for their first ever decline in deliveries this year. And those price cuts they did are definitely eating into their profits.
Interesting. So is this robotaxi push a way to generate hype while they sort out their core business?
It's a theory for sure, and it wouldn't be the first time a company used a shiny new object to divert attention from other issues.
Makes you think.
It does. But here's the other thing we can't ignore, even with all this buzz.
Safety.
100%.
Yeah.
We're talking about putting cars on the road without drivers. No room for error there.
Absolutely not. The experts in the article are very clear. Making robotaxis that are both safe and reliable is a huge challenge.
Massive. And it goes way beyond just some cool tech demos. These vehicles need to be able to handle every single thing you can imagine on the road.
Torrential downpours, crazy intersections, pedestrians darting out, cyclists.
Those cyclists that appear out of thin air.
Right, and they have to get it right every single time.
Every time. And remember, it's not just about being better than a human driver.
It's going to be way better. Right.
Exactly. We're talking about surpassing human capabilities in a situation where mistakes have serious consequences. The article highlights that even with companies pouring billions into this technology, they're still struggling to make it work reliably on a large scale.
So when Musk makes claims about autonomous vehicles being 10 times safer than human drivers and lasting 5 to 10 times longer,
let's just say I'm a little skeptical.
It's like he's promising this utopia of self-driving cars, but the experts are saying, hold on a sec, Elon. It's almost like he can't help himself.
I love the ambition, though.
Oh, for sure. It's
Yeah.
inspiring, and he's certainly shaken things up before.
No doubt.
Yeah.
But like you said, the stakes here are incredibly high. We're not just talking about disrupting an industry. We're talking about technology that could fundamentally change how we live our lives.
And not everyone agrees with how Tesla's trying to do it.
Especially their approach to the self-driving tech itself.
Right. They're all in on AI and cameras, no LiDAR in sight.
It's a bold strategy, that's for sure. The article actually points out that a lot of experts think this approach from Tesla is way more challenging.
More challenging how?
So you've got Tesla relying solely on cameras and AI to make these cars autonomous, right? It's kind of like trying to navigate a maze blindfolded while listening to sounds.
Okay, that's a pretty wild image.
It gives you a sense of the challenge. And then you've got competitors like Waymo who are putting their money on LiDAR.
Which uses lasers instead of just cameras.
Exactly. LiDAR creates a super detailed 3D map of the environment. So it's like the car has a map of that maze.
So it's not really blindfolded then?
Not at all. It's got a much clearer picture of what's going on around it, which is obviously a big deal for self-driving.
Definitely. So Tesla's going the more ambitious route again. Sounds familiar. But let's not forget, their current full self-driving tech still needs a driver. It's not actually full self-driving yet, is it?
Not quite. You still got to have your hands on the wheel and be ready to take over.
Which kind of takes the shine off those robo-taxi dreams.
Right. Makes you wonder about their timeline for all of this.
How quickly can they actually go from what they have now to a fully autonomous system ready for robo-taxis?
It's the million-dollar question. And then you throw in the whole regulatory nightmare.
Because having the tech and actually being allowed to use it are two very different things.
Huge difference. Getting the regulatory green light to operate commercially is a whole other beast.
It's a crowded field too, right? Like everyone's trying to crack this self-driving thing.
It's a gold rush. Waymo is leading the pack, though, at least according to the article.
Waymo being the Google spinoff.
Yep, that's the one. They're the only company in the U.S. right now with a fleet of robo-taxis that are actually picking up paying passengers.
Wow, actually on the roads today.
Real people, real money, the whole 9 yards. And then you've got Amazon with Zoox testing out these purpose-built self-driving vehicles.
What do you mean purpose-built?
Think like a futuristic pod
Yeah.
designed specifically for autonomous driving, no steering wheel, no pedals, the works.
Like something out of Minority Report.
Exactly. But it's not all smooth sailing, even for the big players. GM actually put the brakes on their robo-taxi plans recently.
Really? After investing all that money?
Billions. Which just goes to show how complex this technology is. Even if you throw money at the problem, there's no guarantee of success.
So Tesla's playing catch-up in a way?
In a way, yeah. But even with the robo-taxis, Musk couldn't resist throwing in one more thing at this event.
Because of course he couldn't resist.
Had to be done. He teases this Optimus humanoid robot, says it'll cost somewhere between $20,000 and $30,000.
Okay, now he's just showing off.
Maybe. But he claims this robot will be able to do everyday tasks.
So like a robot butler. Sign me up.
Right. Whether that's just more Musk hype or a glimpse into a future where we're all sipping lemonade being served by Tesla bots, who knows?
It's a fun thought, though, but it definitely plays into his vision of Tesla becoming more than just a car company.
Exactly. This is about AI, robotics, the whole shebang. He wants to be at the forefront of it all.
Well, he certainly knows how to get people talking about it.
That he does. But talk is cheap, as they say.
It's exciting and overwhelming all at the same time, you know?
I hear you. It's like he's giving us a sneak peek at the finish line, but we haven't seen the race yet.
Exactly. Like, how do we even get from here to there?
That's the billion-dollar question.
Yeah.
And it's not just about the technology itself.
There's so much more to it.
Oh, absolutely. You've got regulations, infrastructure, public perception, all these moving pieces that need to fall into place.
So for our listeners out there who might be picturing themselves ditching their cars for robo-taxis any day now,
Ready to hail that Cybercab.
what's the takeaway? What should they realistically expect?
I'd say hold on to those car keys for a bit longer. Don't cancel your Uber account just yet.
Right.
Tesla's onto something big. There's no doubt about that. And their tech is impressive.
Hmm.
But the road to a future where autonomous vehicles are the norm is still a long one.
And bumpy, I'd imagine.
Definitely. There are going to be speed bumps and detours along the way, and not just for Tesla, for everyone in this game.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Exactly. And we can't forget about the human factor either.
Right. Are we even ready for this as a society? To hand over the wheel to AI?
That's a big question. Are people comfortable sharing the road with driverless cars, trusting them with their safety?
It's one thing to see a demo at an event. It's another to be stuck in traffic next to one.
Totally. Public perception is huge for any new technology, but especially something like this.
It's not just a new phone or a gadget, it's our lives.
Exactly. And then there are the ethical questions, concerns about jobs, the whole 9 yards.
Just so much to consider.
Absolutely. It's a complex issue, and it's not going to be solved overnight.
So while we're all for pushing boundaries and dreaming big like Tesla's doing, I think a healthy dose of reality is important too.
100%. It's great to be excited about the possibilities, but we also need to be aware of the challenges.
Because the future of transportation is still being written.
And it's a story that's far from over. There are going to be plot twists and surprises along the way, I can guarantee you that.
That's the fun of it though, right? Figuring it all out as we go.
Exactly. So stay curious, Keep asking questions, and who knows what incredible innovations we'll see in the years to come.
And that brings us to the end of another deep dive. We hope you enjoyed this exploration of Tesla's robo-taxi ambitions, the technology behind it, and the big questions it raises.
It's a fascinating time to be following this world, that's for sure.
It definitely is. Until next time, keep those deep dive requests coming and happy learning,